All right, everybody, how we doing tonight? Welcome all. Welcome everyone to our Sunday night Force Nation team call. Today's Sunday, the 23rd of July, 2017. And we are here to talk about everything Team Cup leading us into the following week. We have our special guest, Andy Johnson, coming in on the call. Well, we're going to start this out with, make sure everybody, as soon as you jump onto the call, mute your lines. So this way the speaker get the full attention from everyone, okay? Just mute your lines as you come in.
Tell them how to do it.
You know what? I'll just go ahead and I'll take care of that. I mute everybody's phone. So while I do that, Rebecca, go ahead and get started with your announcements.
All right. Okay. Let's go back up here. All right. So, and I want to welcome everybody also. This is awesome. I sent some of you messages today just because I wanted to try to get some new people on who haven't been on in a long time. And, some of you are on consistently, but I sent you one anyway just to say hi. So, but welcome. This is awesome. I'm so excited to have so many people on tonight. All right, so quick messages here. Shift Shop starting tomorrow. I know everybody hopefully on here is doing it. If you are not in Taryn's Team Fitfluence challenge group and you want to be in it, let us know so we can add you. Otherwise, if you're in other ones and all that, don't worry about it. Or if you want to be in another one, you can go on to Taryn's. Our Team Cup teams are formed, but if there are others, especially after this call, and you decide you want to be on a team, we will figure out one way or another to get you on a team, whether we have enough people to form another one or add you to ones through Team Fitfluence or whatever. And Denise, are we setting up a separate group still for our Team Cup team?
That's right, we are.
Okay. So we'll be getting that set up also, and make sure everybody who is on a Force Nation team, Cup team, will be in the group. That's okay. Time is running out to get the extra discount on Summit tickets. So I know a lot of you have already bought those, and just make sure you get on there. It is through tomorrow. And then National Coach Call tomorrow is Lindsay Martin, and her little thing on here says that let me look at it because I don't want to read the whole thing. Find out how her team has been in the top 10 3 times. She'll be sharing some more Cup performance information, action items, things like that, so you can have a successful run with your Team Cup, whether you are a captain or you are participant. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, all right, so we're going to start something new. It's not really something new, but it's kind of a different approach to it, is shout outs. So for me, I want to shout out, I already posted it in our group, but I want to shout out the Diamonds and Star Diamonds, Nicole, Dee, and Dave, because their leg, my left leg, had the highest volume so far to date last week. So I wanted to shout them out, and all of you guys who are working with Nicole or Dee or Dave. You guys are doing phenomenal, so keep up the good work, and I'm very proud of you, and I just wanted to shout that out. My friend Kim Ubin, she got her first Beachbody On Demand subscriber this week, so I'm pretty excited about that. And looks like Miss D is at 8 Success Club points so far, so I wanted to make a little note of that also. And I know Nicole has some stuff that she wants to shout out, so I'm going to throw it over to Nicole real quick so she can announce what she wants to announce. Go for it, Nicole.
Okay, sorry, I tried to log on and you guys couldn't see me, so I switched to my phone, so hopefully that's working. Yeah, a couple of cool shout outs. I wanted to shout out, unfortunately they're not on the call, but Justine Castro, you guys hear her name a lot, although she can't make the calls, but she is at Success Club 8, and her new coach, Vanessa, is at Success Club 10, and Vanessa, I think this is her second month of coaching. So she's on her way to earning her free ticket. So that is awesome. She has one more month to go. She's been killing it as a new coach. So congrats to them. And then Jennifer Mann, who I believe is on the call. She's one of my new coaches. This is also her second month. And she won the call with Carl Deichler last month for hitting Success Club 5. She's currently at 4. So we need one more so that she can get her free ticket next year as well. So I wanted to call them out. And then Sandy, who's on the call, she got her ticket for next year. So she is committed. She plans to be here a year from now, which is awesome. And Tina, and Karen and I, who had so much fun at Summit, got their tickets as well. So we are in it for the long run.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, Dave.
All right. Yeah. Likewise, we've had, I think, 5 or 6 people who already purchased their Summit tickets for next year. I want to reiterate that one more thing, guys. Now, today is the last day to get the cheapest price on your Summit ticket for next year, $145. Get it, even though you don't know about, next year. Just get it. You have up to December 31st to refund, to get a refund, or you can transfer it to somebody else. So just buy it now, and you can always make a decision later on. If something happens, life comes up, you have to change your mind or whatever. But get it at the cheapest price right now. Okay, moving on. I want to give a big shout outs, and hopefully she's on the call here somewhere, to Shakira. Shakira is one of our coaches who has just completely stepped out of her comfort zone. She is, posting videos into her challenge group. She's motivating people in free challenge groups and getting them, moving over into BOD, getting their challenge packs, and really getting people started the right way. She's consistent every day with her workouts and her Shakeology and posting about it. And she will do anything and everything to take care of her people. So Shakira has really stepped up her game in the past couple of weeks, and I really, really want to shout her out, and hopefully she gets to acknowledge that. So Shakira's one.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, she is on here. All right, good to go.
Sorry, jumped on a little late.
No worries. But just want to give you a shout out, girl. You're doing your thing, and we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm a big.
All right. So I want to shout out Millie, because Millie, we grew up together. We went to kindergarten together. So that's how far back we go. And we're only 21. So.
Right.
But she is someone who she loves hard on her challengers. She expects no nonsense for the people that she's coaching, and she's done a phenomenal job with her daughter's transformation. I don't know if you guys are friends with Millie, and if you guys see Amanda's transformation, It is spectacular. It's spectacular. It literally brings tears to my eyes. I've seen this child be brought into this world, and to see her struggles, and now she's reaching her goals, and it's all thanks to her mother's consistency, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the pack, and she sees her mommy showing up every day, and she's following that, and it really, really makes me happy. Aside from that, Millie is back on the board with her Success Club points.
Nice.
And she just wrapped up the official 3-week yoga retreat for the Team Beachbody infomercials.
Yes.
Wow.
So that's huge. It's huge for us, guys. And in August, they do their final interviews and their final takes, and hopefully we'll see her on TV.
That's so awesome. All right. So I think if nobody else does anybody else have a shout out? Anybody? It doesn't just have to be us. If you guys have something that you want to shout out, go ahead and do it. 3, 2, 1. All right. I am going to, all right. So we're all on here because we've been talking up this guy, Andy Johnson. A lot of you probably have heard of him. If you are in or heard of the New Wave community, you've heard of Andy. He was one of our housemates for Summit, so we got the opportunity to get to know him a lot better than we already did, just from his awesome videos and the things that he already does to provide to help coaches all over. It doesn't matter what team you're on. He tries to help everybody as much as he can. Here's some of his little bit of his what I don't even know how to say. Anyway, I try to tell you guys, he's had teams always win the top 3-tier prizes. He's had a team that was 85th out of all of them, 11th, which was he lost a tie with Amy Silverman's team. So a lot of you know who Amy Silverman is. And he also had a 9th place team. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to Team Cup and just Success Club and reaching out to people and connecting with people. He has all the members except for one is at a personal record through all of his Team Cup teams. And he's a full-time farmer, a dad. He works his business at the crack of dawn, and he's learned to work smarter, not harder. He believes in leading teams by creating vision for what they can do rather than giving teammates homework or checklists. So with that, I hope you have pen, paper, tablets, whatever, because I want to see a whole lot of notes being taken tonight. And we'll have time for a Q&A at the end. So he's going to chat here with us for a little while, and then we will turn it over for Q&A. He's willing to answer any questions that you might have at the end. All right, Andy.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys, so much. And the way I like to run team calls, like, unless you got like screaming kids in the background, like if it's quiet, like unmute yourself, because this is like, I'm going to call on people and like I want some feedback. I want this to be more of a conversation. Also to keep you on your toes, make sure you're listening. This is going to be like straight fire. How many people, whenever you get like a top coach, maybe it's on the National Wake Up Call or at like a Super Saturday event, you just kind of hate it when they say that there's no secrets? You guys hate that? Anybody? Right? Like there's no secret, and like, well, why can't I do what you do, right? Well, I hate that too, right? So I'm here, I'm going to give you my secrets, and I'm also just going to create like what it is that I've done, because I hope that where I am in my business, that a lot of you can see yourself in me, because I'm not that star diamond. I'm not a 15 star, and you know, I got big heart and big dreams. You know, I see the way David and Denise and Nicole like shouting out their people, the way that they love their teams. They're wanting to take kind of maybe that next step. Rebecca, same way, you know, into that next really star diamond, the upper tier level too. Like, you know, that's where I am, right? And what I love about Team Cup is that Melanie Mitro and me and you, the computer doesn't care what their bank account says, how many followers they have on Instagram. You know, the scoreboard doesn't care about, you know, who's done what in the past. Everybody starts at zero. And what is really cool is like, if you guys want to have the month of your life or a month of all you got, you absolutely can be up on the board above those names, you know? And so what I want to start with is I just want to take the temperature of the room. On a scale of like 100% of the time, thumbs up, never in my life ever, thumbs down, right? And then somewhere in between, right? How many people feel like they can hit Success Club 5 next month? So like maybe 50-50 shot, I'm definitely hitting it. I've never hit it before, I don't even think I can hit it. You guys are all 100% positive. There's no question in your mind you're hitting Success Club 5. Like not even like 99%, like you guys aren't tilted, like you guys are straight thumbs up, right? Cool, I love the honesty, and like totally. How many people think they can hit Success Club 10 next month? No problem. 100% no problem. Cool, thumbs down, maybe, like there's no way I could ever do that. Thumbs sideways, right? Maybe, how about Success Club 20? Let's just take that temperature. I mean, this is for reals, y'all. Like, you know, like 20 is like maybe, right? Like, Denise, like I got 20. I've got 20 freaking ready to sign up on Monday. You know, like it's locked down. All right. How many people? Success Club 30. You're gonna help 15 people next month. 15 new people. And like you got a plan. Like you're pretty sure you can make that happen. You know, like that's no big deal. Like you've done in the past. Like you know what that actually takes. That's not just a sound good thing, but like feel like maybe either there's a 100% shot I'm gonna do that, 50-50 shot I can do that, or Andy, like there's no way I could do that, right? How about Success Club 50? Anybody thumbs up on 50? Right? Oh gosh, for me, my 50, I got maybe like a 10% chance at it, right? I've never done it before. My best is 41. I've never done higher than 41. All right? Anybody want to call Success Club 100? How many people? Is there anybody with a 1% chance of Success Club 100? Anybody want to do that? No? Denise has got it. Denise is like, I got 50% shot at Success Club 100. Okay, cool. So here's what it takes to crack the top 10, y'all. Right? I'm just playing it by real and looking at it. Like last cup, you could have cracked the top 10 with 109 points. which means 5 of you average 25, you're crushing top 10, right? 5 people get 25. Maybe you're on Denise's and Denise gets 100 points and you only get 15, right? So they cap Denise at 35. Like, you're still averaging over the top 10, right? So if you guys on average are helping 12 people in the month, that's not even a person every other day. Like, you can hang with the top 10 teams, right? And then a lot of the people, we went to Summit, we saw the elite top 10, and you're going to beat out probably all but 1 or 2 of those people, right? Like, for a month. And so here's the thing. When you break it down, you're like that, it's almost like, wow, it's like maybe you've never hit Success Club before. Maybe you're a brand new coach. You don't even know what Success Club is yet. You were just told, hey, join this team and like help a lot of people and we'll, it's going to be awesome, right? The thing is, if you just, I almost want to just start off this call by giving you permission to dream bigger and to be bigger for a month, right? And because when you do it for a month, you believe that you can do it for a month. When you look around the leaderboard and you're seeing people like Tracy Morrow, like Taryn Perry, or those people up and above or down below you on the scoreboard, you just start to realize that, hey, maybe I've been coached 2 months, I'm hanging with them, right? You can hang with somebody big, some big name. Somebody makes $1 million in the Million Club. Somebody who's an elite 10 coach is below you in the standings, right? Maybe you're 150th place and 175th place is like Jamie Fitzpatrick. You're like, wow, like 2 weeks in, I'm hanging with him. You know how powerful that is just for your own confidence and belief in this business? To say like, like they're ahead of me because they've been longer, maybe they've recruited more people, but for 1 month, I did the same amount of effort that they did, right? And I keep that up, I'm going to be where they are, right? So if you want to do big, if you want to set a personal record, you need 3 things, all right? And this is going to sound cliche, but I'm going to make it not cliche, all right? So you're going to need a why, a belief, and a discipline, okay? And a why I feel like that's over talked about, but why are you in Team Cup, right? Because it's different than why you're in a coach. Like, why is this month any different? Like, you're supposed to hit Success Club every month. Why this month, right? Right? Like, Denise had a why of like wanting to get 20 people on the call because she remembers the time when there was 3 people on the call, right? And so here she is, kind of maybe on this verge of a breakthrough. And this Team Cup experience is about her launch pad, right? And what if the people on her cup team saw themselves the way that Denise and David sees them? Like, they'd be unstoppable, right? Like, unstoppable, right? Like, you guys just don't have that belief because the way that they look at each other is like they see through your blind spots. They see your potential. They see your greatness. And maybe you're just new. You don't see it in yourself yet, or you're not experienced. But, like, what if you saw yourself as the way, like, the leaders on this team see you? Like, what could you do? Like, could you get 20? Like, some of you were like 50-50, right? Well, what if at least you got a shot at it if you believe 50-50? My hope is that everybody by the end of this call is going to believe that they got a shot at something bigger than they've ever done before, okay? And so why this Team Cup? Why on a Team Cup? 1, it could be completely different for any reason, but 1, Team Cup is fun. Like, you get to work with really awesome people closely, right? A lot of times in this business, you get team calls every Sunday, right? Or you're working your business, or you're checking in, but like for a month, maybe there's a messenger thread. Like, maybe you're on a Voxer thread where you're like walkie-talking, and maybe you're dreaming a little bigger. Like, maybe you get to hang out with your teammates who you kind of looked up and you've respected, and for some reason you see yourself on the same team with them, and it's like, wow, I know they believed in me, but now it's like they're in the trenches with me, and I see them. Like, how cool is that you get to do that for a month, right? A lot of people I can tell, just really look up to the leaders on this team, and here they are, like, man, you get to go on a mission with them for a month. So when you're talking about your why this isn't just another month, it's like, do you guys get what you can accomplish as a 5-some, right? Like, it could be way bigger than you could ever do by yourself, right? Like, when you guys earn that jacket that says Team Beachbody Coach, it's not that it's just a cool jacket. It's that we did it moment. It's not an I did it moment, right? You can't earn that by yourself. No, none of us can earn that sweatshirt by yourself, right? So what it's going to take to earn that, and when you put that on, it's going to mean that, like, you took a stand for somebody. You took a stand for 4 somebodies. You know, maybe you're going to recruit a coach in August. That's going to be your next diamond coach. And because you pushed that hard, that's the reason you got him, right? Because you went for it. So why is your reason for being on the Team Cup? What would a personal record do for you mentally, right? Maybe some of you guys are just dipping your toes in this business. You had a little success. Is this a thing, or is this still this side thing? Maybe this is a big prove-it moment to see if I'm just any coach, or man, I'm going to do something with this business, coach, right? And it's a moment to come together as a team. So what is your why? I want, like, maybe just after this team call, maybe you guys can make a thread of, like, what's your why for Cup, right? Like, hey, like, I'm on a team with Obi, and I just saw how he took and he rocked the Beachbody Classic, and I just see his discipline, and it's like I want to pick his brain about, like, what it takes for him to do that and get there, you know, after a year, because I saw him do it the one Cup, his results, which were awesome, and then the next Classic this past month, and like, God, he showed up for a year for that, you know, like, what if I get to be in the trenches with Obi for a month? Like, that's pretty cool, you know. I just look up and respect Obi. Like, now I'm on a Team Cup with him. Like, I get to hang out with him for a whole month, right? So what's your why? All right. And the second thing is, like, when you're teaming up with really amazing people, whether they're people you look up to, that, holy cow, that, you know, like, Denise just put her thumb up for Success Club 100. I'm randomly on a Team Cup with her, which is kind of scary because now she's going to expect me to do Success Club 100 maybe. But it's like, you know, like, I get to be mentored by her for, you know, a month. Maybe I could hit Success Club 10 for the first time in my life because I've never had that, right? Like, all of a sudden you kind of believe that you could do more, right? Just because you're linked in this team, right? So a lot of you have just been kind of going through the motions. I have this thing, like, everybody has a scale from 1 to 10. What you just normally do month on an average is a 5. And if you hit 5 every month, you never really grow, you never really decrease, you just hit 5. And a really great pace is if you can just hit a 6 on your effort level. 10 means, like, you're, like, not even, like, paying attention to your spouse, your kids, like, forget that you're their parent for the month. You're just completely, like, in on your Team Cup Beachbody business. Like, I would not recommend going at a 10 effort level hardly ever, right? So, like, a 6 is just you're pushing yourself a little bit. You're a little bit above average. And then once you hit a 6, your 6 is your new 5. You're just kind of used to 5, right? So if you kind of constantly get 6, that's just you, boom, slowly climbing up the ladder of more and more what you believe you can do. Team Cup is a time to take kind of a big shot of what you're capable of. So your highest ceiling, you're not sleeping, you're bleeding your eyes out. Like, maybe you go 8 or 9 on a Team Cup, right? If you have big goals as a team. Like, what can you do that? And what if you just, all of a sudden, you're 8 or 9 after doing it for a month, isn't as scary the next month, and all of a sudden that's your new 5? Like, what new mountains are open up to you? What's that, right? And use the power of the team and the amazing people here, the amazing energy that you're going to create as a thing. It'll be like, okay, for August, I'm going to go at a 10 or an 8 and 9 effort level, right? I'm going to see what's up. I'm going to see what's possible. I'm going to see who I can help. I'm going to see how many times I can have 15 seconds of bravery a day, right? Like, if you have a goal to have 3 times a day, have 15 seconds of bravery, all of a sudden maybe that's better. Maybe all of a sudden now you get more courage. You can, like, it takes a little bit more to be brave. Like, oh gosh, so the stuff that used to scare me August 1st, like, all of a sudden that stuff doesn't scare me. So I got to have 15 seconds. I got to take some bigger leaps of faith on that, right? All of a sudden you're ramping up, you're gaining momentum towards the end of the month. You're looking at the scoreboard. All of a sudden you're like, you just hit 50 points. You hit 80 points as a team. You know, like, I'm guessing to get to top 10, I don't know, it's going to be a little bit different this year, like, with 2 diamonds, but also I think a lot of people are just going to take their foot off the gas once everybody hits Success Club 5 rather than going for 75 points. I'm just saying Beachbody wide. I know you guys just said no. I love that about you guys. You know, so, but I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of people that kind of just stall around that 40, 50 point range. And there's going to be a select few that are going for top 10. I bet 120 points gets you there. I don't know for sure. But if you have that goal of 25 points each, I'm guessing you probably get there as an average. So what's that? What pace is that, right? So it's about 3 points a day, right? Like 4 points a day. So you guys have to have 2 people sell a challenge pack between the 5 of you a day, right? Are you up for that? You know, some of you might say, 10 points the first day, and all of a sudden you're ahead of the curve. Just stay on that curve, though. Be within striking distance in that last week, all right? Because what that does is makes you believe that you're in it, right? If none of you are on the scoreboard the first week, you're not helping anybody, and it's like, sounded good when we started Cup month. Now we're just fighting for that, that success club, right? Like, you can always fall back to that, but if you're really dreaming big, I think that what's going to happen is some teams are going to be in it, and they're going to just launch, right? And then other teams are going to maybe scratch to finish with the Bear Success Club 5, right? So here's the thing. You have to have belief, right? You guys have to have real conversations that working with each other is going to get you to stuff you haven't, like be able to talk to people you haven't talked to before, right? My August, I didn't know how I was going to get 35 points, y'all. I got 41. We capped. Like, I was leading a team. We had big dreams, big goal. I had no idea. Like, it's the busiest time of month for me farming. I know Country Heat's like a country program. It's totally not my brand market. That was releasing that month. So I'm like, all of these girls shaking it and like they're doing all these dance videos with their like high shorts and their cute boots, tossing their hair. And I'm like, how am I supposed to outsell these amazing coaches? And they're all doing all these videos. I'm selling sweet corn for my daughter, so I'm up literally like before like picking this corn. I didn't have time to message people the other way, but I still had to figure it out, right? I had a big dream. So like when you do that, you start to get creative. You start to talk to business owners. How can I help your entire business community? How can I help all of your clients? What could we set up as like a me and you partnership, right? Like there's ways to get, maybe you help one person or a longtime client. Hey, what would it look for you if like we just get like a family-wide reunion challenge group going on? Like all of a sudden one customer turns into 10 customers, right? And you start to like pulling off deals like that, right? Like that's like one conversation. You get them to kind of empower them to bring people together. You have one big meeting, right? And it's like, wow, I just got 6 challenge packs in one day. Like that'd be pretty cool, right? Like, and so when you want it, when I talk about having 15 seconds of bravery 3 times a day, you start to like shoot a little bit higher, right? Rather than getting that one person, you get that one person and their connections because of how that would make them look in front of their connections, right? So one, you have to have a why. Like, why are you in Team Cup? Like, why does it even matter? Why do you need a team, right? Why this month? What would it just do for your confidence to go for it? What would getting the sweatshirt that you earn as a team be? Like maybe you just never felt part of a team, right? Everybody else is in part of, like, you just kind of feel below it, and you joined Beachbody as a coach because of the team part of it, right? And here it is, the things like you get to really feel part of it, and just how like, hey, it's about the fitness too, but it's like I got 5 people that cared about me, and before this month I didn't really have that, right? And how much that means to me, right? So you want to show up for the team because you haven't had that before, right? And then you're starting to, on a scale of 1 to 10, everybody's got an average benchmark, what they average do, whether that's Success Club 2, whether that's a clean slate, you've never been a coach before, whether you just kind of average around 10 to 12, whatever that is, you're a 5, right? Aim for like an 8 or 9 of your scale, right? And you don't know how big your 10 is. Like a lot of people don't know how high their 10 is when they're up there, right? 1 is always, if you just take a month off, you're probably not getting anything unless like a customer lead buys something, you randomly get 2 points or something like that, right? But if you shoot for 10, a lot of people don't really realize how great they can really be, right? And I just want to give you permission to be great in August, right? And to show yourself and show your teammates what you're hiding, right? Like what's about to be unleashed that maybe you didn't even know you had. All right, and you have the power of the team. You have these amazing leaders here to fall back on. Like you can do more in August than you've ever done before. All right. From then, it's the daily discipline of letting it not be just talk. Right. So when I talk about having 15 seconds of bravery 3 to 5 times a day, a lot of people say, "Hey, do 3 to 5 invites." So that might scare you. It might not. But do something that scares you. And it's like how to make it not scary is like all I need is 15 seconds of bravery to walk up and talk to somebody. And then you're in it. Like, you don't have to be brave to start, right? And then come back to your thread and be like, hey, this is what I did to be brave today. Okay? And to keep that daily discipline, my advice, the most powerful thing that I've ever done in my Team Cup teams is before we've started, I've created a feel it moment for the team. And what I mean by that is, like when you go to Summit, like we were hanging out in the van together and like Obi or me is in the back seat below everybody, and somebody's like in between the seats, and we're doing these cars, and we're laughing about how like David's wrong and Denise is the new plan or whatever. Like those are moments that brought us together, right? These awesome moments, right? And so the way I got that is this book by Don Yeager called Great Teams. And he said that USA basketball was starting to get their butt kicked by like foreign nations. And one thing that Coach K did to bring the USA to just be more of a powerhouse, because they were the most talented team, they just weren't playing like it, is he actually brought them to the troops and really got to like talk to them about what it meant to play for the nation, right? And it like brought the team together. So what my advice would be is like jump on a Zoom, just the 5 of you, and really kind of discuss why your team. Like, hey, like what if you finished in the top 10? What if you finished in the top 100? What if you were brave enough to ask someone on your chicken list and they became a coach on your team? Like what would that one person, maybe it's a cousin that's been super sick. Like what if you reached them that month? What would that mean for you, right? And if you start to get each other's why they're here in the team, not just because people sign to group people up, but if you get like what you're fighting for, and you create a feel it moment, and you just share some stuff that's pretty raw and real, and you like come together, like create a feel it moment for the team, that'll launch you out of the gate, I can guarantee you. And then beyond that, I would definitely run it rather than a Facebook group with a post and stuff to do or check in. Even have it in a messenger thread, or what I've been using most recently is an app called Voxer, which is like a walkie-talkie app. And you can be like, hey guys, just check the challenge pack, or hey, I saw this girl at the supermarket. I'm gonna do my 15 seconds of bravery right now. Check back with me in like 2 minutes. And like you're going up, and everybody's waiting. Like, how did it go, right? And blowing it up. And it's like, you know, if you guys could have that constant daily level of like we're in the trenches together, like, and they see that Denise is doing her, like maybe her moments of bravery, like that's like way beyond my level, right? But all of a sudden you see Denise, that's like what scares her. Right? And all of a sudden you're doing what scares you, and then all of a sudden you've seen Denise do it for like, I don't know, 10 days in a row. You're like, screw it, I'm going to do what Denise does for 10 days in a row. I'm going to do it. Right? And then all of a sudden your moments of bravery or something that's like, you know, maybe you would never have done the moment before. But do it in a Voxer thread, make it fun. Like team leaders, like as they wake up, just breathe life into your team. Like say, hey guys, I just want to create that you guys are amazing leaders. I'm empowered. I want to just, you know, remind them of their whys and do it via walkie-talkie so they like wake up to that. And it's all voice, so it's way more real than text. I personally like because I'm driving the tractors a lot, and if I gotta text you, like this is annoying for me. But if I can just hold the button and talk, like it's way better. Try Voxer though. It's really good, guys. So get on that. And then the daily discipline is just like be as strong on August 30th as you are on August 1st. You know. Be as strong on August, you know, 2nd as you're on August 1st. And what's going to happen is everybody's going to have a lull. They're going to have a slump, okay? And know that as a team of 5, you're stronger as a unit than you are as individuals. And what is really cool is that as a team, sometimes you're just going to need to lean on the team for a day. And at the same time, you're going to break out of a slump. You're going to have a great day. Maybe you sell 2 challenge packs. Maybe you help somebody you've been wanting to help for a long time. And all of a sudden, that brings the team up. You're the contribution of the team because you're giving energy into the team, okay? And team leaders, like, I know a lot of it's like, I don't know what to do. Like, you know, I'm working on me, now I got to worry about this team. Like, as a team leader, my biggest piece of advice is, like, keep morale high, right? Even when it's hard. Really just remind people of like what they mean to you, what they're doing, like why it's, you know, like the people they're helping because it's all about the people. Like, you know, just keeping people focused on it's, hey, it's just all about numbers and sales. Like that's not it, but it's like, hey, like really acknowledge people by who they're becoming and not just their achievements, right? If you just acknowledge somebody because they sold a challenge pack, that's one thing. But if you acknowledge somebody because of like the amazing leader that they're becoming, or the amazing post that they did that like gosh, just melted your heart, you know, or the way they showed up for somebody in a challenge group, you know, I think that's what's really, that really is authentic, right? Like that's what's going to draw the team together. And here's the coolest thing, whether you get top 10, you guys all get bicycles, you guys go on a bicycle trip around, you guys with your little Beachbody bicycles together that you run, like the coolest thing is going to be every time you get on that bicycle, you're going to remember the conversations, the Voxer threads, the moments of bravery, the growth, the personal growth from people. And that's what's really special about Team Cup, y'all. It's the moments that nobody sees. It's the moments that aren't on the scoreboard. It's somebody hitting a personal record. Somebody who's never hit Success Club 10 hits Success Club 10 for the first time and gets a Success Club lead, or you know, gets a coach that was inspired by them because of the way that the person they became in Team Cup, right? Like you just started attracting different people because you have the power of this team. You know, the moments that Denise calls you up when it's been 3 days and this one person that you thought you thought like, God, this person's gonna buy this challenge pack, I just see their dreams for them, and they didn't. And Denise calls you to be like, hey, that doesn't mean you're a bad coach, that just means it's not the right time for them. And reminding you there, like those phone calls that like on the days when it's hard, because when you do rise above it and like you come through and you hit Success Club 14 and that's the best you've ever done, and it's like, hey, you didn't let a bad day turn into a bad month because Denise was there for me. Like, you know, you're going to do anything, you know, you're going to be Denise's next diamond coach because of that lesson, right? And that didn't necessarily reflect on that scoreboard or your final placement, but it was those phone calls, those moments, and those you guys sticking together as a team of 5, which is incredible. So I think I'm maybe going to wrap it up there too, but I want to see everybody wear their sweatshirts. I know maybe some coaches are like, you guys saw me like at Summit, I was wearing my top 10 hat, and a lot of people are like, I would never wear that. The thing is, I didn't earn my top 10 hat, like my team did, and I'm so proud of my team and the people who were there. Like, you know, it's just a testament of what you guys can do with energy and positivity. And if you guys weren't at New Orleans, like New Orleans is a very interesting place. I went to a couple of different places in New Orleans. I went to Bourbon Street. A lot of people on Bourbon Street. Very interesting people. Most of them were not sober. It was a mix between like red light district, Vegas, the ghetto, and a crazy party, right? There was cops there watching everything. And then the next day, we're all on, I forget, whatever street, and there's like 20,000 Beachbody coaches. It's like the most positive thing ever. And they didn't need that much cop presence because everybody's there like dripping in sweat and doing something positive. So like when you hang out with Beachbody coaches, you know, like it's just a really powerful thing, especially in numbers. And I was so honored just to spend time in the house at Summit with you guys. I really got your vibe. I really just see shooting stars from a lot of you, from your leaders. And I know if like these are the people that are leading your team, then God, you guys signed up with some good people. Like you guys got a good upline. So that's what I'm going to leave it at. I'm definitely open it up for questions. I will tell any secret. I know I'm not going to hide anything from you, so ask away.
Thank you so much, Andy.
That was awesome, brother. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I know we got a ton of value out of there. I know everybody's soaking it all in. And I'm not sure if anybody has any questions, feel free, unmute yourself, ask away. And I'm pretty sure a question on most everyone's mind is inviting, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of coaches have issues with inviting and just starting that conversation. You know, what are your best tips around inviting and just having conversations with people?
Totally. Love that. And I totally stalked a lot of your profiles just to see like what kind of coaches you are. And you guys are so amazing. The way that you guys are using the product and showing up every day. A lot of your posts are great. One small tweak that I would make on a lot of people, and I think just dramatically makes a difference, is a lot of the conversation about how you're growing and what you're learning. And then there's a right hook about like, do this with me. Like, can't you see how it's working for me? Can't you see how my life's getting better? Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm showing. Here's the workout I did every day. The biggest tweak about inviting and the way you post is you need to have a daily dialogue about the person you stand for, which is completely different than, like you. It's not about you. It's about the people. Like, so when you're inviting someone, it's about them, right? And if it doesn't come across about like, a lot of people, like, they do this and they go to invite and it's like, well, I'm really inspired by you. Or like, wow, like, you're amazing. Cool. Do you want to do it with me? Oh, no. Like, no, I just wanted to tell you how good a job you're doing. Right? Because that's how it's coming across, right? Like, people are watching you and get better. But when you start to take a stand for somebody, when you really get somebody, when you really get the person who you were on day one, and you be like, I was there. Like, I get what you're going through. I'm going to help you. Like it would be like, what advice would you give somebody who wants to enter the Beachbody Classic, like, in 30 days? Like, what's something they do for the first 30 days? What are the first things you would coach them to? So, like, if you go through a week, how to blank, like, what are you guys really good at? Like, what is somebody struggling with? How would you help them, right? So there's a daily dialogue. And so when I go to invite, it's about them, a lot of you guys are so good about your journey, but you're just not teaching about how you're good for someone else. Like, why should I join your challenge group? I see you kill it in your challenge group. Why would I kill it in your challenge group? How do you know me? Like, how do you know like, what is your process? So when you go to invite, you need to, first off, relate to their pain. And then 2, you need to be viewed as the authority of someone who could take care of that. So a lot of people, they trip up there because their general posting, the way they generally post on Facebook, they're just like everybody else. They haven't distinguished themselves. So 2, like, 1, you have to identify with them. You have to get them. 2, you have to be, and it's up to them whether they view you as authority or not. Right? Because they could think you're inspiring, but still go join CrossFit because they view CrossFit as the authority of something they really, right? Or they could do HCG shots or something really unhealthy, right? Because that's what they view as the thing that's going to work for them. Like, they need to view you as the authority of what's going to work for them. But then the third thing is they really need to believe that the roadmap that you lay out for them is going to work for them. So 1, you need to get them. 2, you be the authority. And then 3, you need to paint out a roadmap that they'll be like, yes, that's exactly what I need. And you need to be the authority over that roadmap from point A to point B. So when you go invite, like, if you take it with that and be like, cool, like, I had this conversation with this girl, like, oh my gosh, Andy, I just realized, say, hey, you'd be great for this group because of not only what it would do for you in our conversation we've had in the past, but also what your contribution. Like, I just see you giving to all these people at church all the time when we go there, and like, part of this is I'm selfishly asking you because of the way you would give. I think you would really connect with the group. And her response back to me was like, oh, thank you. I made her feel really good by that, like, really feeling honored to be asked, right? But she was like, hey, like, I'm starting my kids' homeschool. It's just not the right time. Like, thank you so much for asking. I'm gonna reach out to you when I'm a little less busy or when my life's a little less crazy. A lot of people stop there, right? At those objections, it's just not quite the right time, or I don't quite have enough money, right? You guys get that? Here's a really powerful close for you. It's like, hey, cool, I totally get that, but I want you to do it anyway. And here's why. So you say, hey, I totally get that. You agree with them. Yeah, you're freaking homeschooling your kids. I totally get that. Like, it's unreasonable for you to start a journey now. Totally get that. But I want you to do it anyway. And here's why. One of the coolest thing about my challenge group is you get a coach. And what I love doing is working with people that when they are the most busy, because if I can help you get that figured out when it is chaos, when you are starting your kids through homeschool, if I can help you through that, then when it gets easier, man, you're going to be on autopilot. It's no big deal. That's why you need a coach. And that's why my challenge group is going to be perfect for you through the chaos. And so I actually love it when people are really busy. What do you say? And she's like, she ghosted me for a day. And then the next day she's like, hey, I talked to my husband and he agreed with you. And I'm in. Awesome. So, so use that. I don't really like scripts because the thing is the script has to feel something you really feel comfortable with, something I really like. Hey, I totally get that. I want you to do it anyway, and here's why, right? I want you to do it anyway. I'm the authority. Hey, I heard your excuse. Totally get it. I'm not going to let you have it because I want you to do it anyway. I'm the authority of this, and here's why. Like, I totally can figure out how to get by that. You just need to trust me on this roadmap. And hey, if it doesn't work out, if you really are too busy, or if I'm not as good as I say I am, you get your money back. 30-day guarantee. You know, like, what do you got to lose? You know.
Love that. Love it, because this behind what you're saying, you know, it's not so much the tactic, it's the concept behind what you're saying. And it's also the fact that you have belief and the posture in how those words come off your mouth.
No doubt.
Pretty pleased with sugar on top. You're saying, yes, this is going to work and I'm going to help you get through it. It totally comes off that way. Awesome.
And why Team Cup works, maybe you don't have that much courage to come back one more time, you know, or to hang in that conversation a little bit. But you just saw Denise have a 15-second of bravery. You just saw David have a 15-second of bravery. I got to do it. I got to keep hanging in there. You know, what if you push it? And here's the thing too. What are you doing when you're proving to them that you're going to be their coach? Like, if you're not willing to fight for them before they're your customer, why would you fight with them when they are your customer, right? Like, you know, if you're going to let them have an excuse before they're even your customer, like, you're going to let them have an excuse when they say yes, you know?
So good.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's good.
Talon, he's one of my personally sponsored right there. I saw him jumping on the call. He reached out. He ghosted me for a lot. He was a customer lead, you know, and he didn't know me from anybody. But I kind of hung in the conversation. I got him in the challenge group. Now he's a coach on my team, y'all.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good to have you on the call, Taylor.
Talon's awesome too, by the way. Talon's gonna be a future Beachbody Challenge winner. So watch out for Talon. Who's that? But yeah. So fight for your people before they're even your people.
Word. Love that.
Anybody else have any questions out there? Anybody else with
Andy,
questions?
do you use a calendar for your team? Because I've done that in the past. And
Yeah.
It's worked, but I'm struggling with new content, like what to add, because what's worked in the past may not work now with a social media algorithm.
Totally. So you have to have someone to invite to, right? Challenge groups. Maybe you're running something together. Maybe you're not. What do your people need and when? I really find that until people get their kids off to school, a lot of times they're not thinking about it yet. So I would definitely have something right at the end of the month. I know, like, my kids go to school kind of August 15th, and I'm gonna do my traditional sales cycle where we start the second Monday, and then also I'm gonna do a different group. I'm gonna probably double group and pick up new people that are ready to go right at the end of the month. You got to know your people though, right? What do they need? Maybe you're doing a free group and then going into a full-on group. I don't know. I'm not good on calendars, Denise. I'll be completely honest, because, like, you know, some days, like, you know, I always have something to invite to. Some days I literally don't have any time to work my business, and other days, like, I just have to have stuff in the background working for me. Or maybe I have 15 seconds. Maybe I'm on a phone call while I'm picking sweet corn, like in August. Like, I just don't know. So some people are way better at that though. Like, and whatever you as a leader do, I would go with your gut of the, like, hey, like, I want to deploy this strategy because I feel really good about it. That's going to be your best strategy. Is whatever the leader is. You know your team. Take a stand for your team and do your strategies that feel the best for you, and go with your gut.
Thanks. All right, cool. You guys have any questions?
Anybody question? No one else?
Hey guys, I got a question.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah.
Let me ask you something, and you might have answered this already, but for a guy who works full time, 2 jobs, right? What do you recommend will be a perfect power hour for you?
Okay, so I don't work power hours. Okay.
You don't.
So and what I do is I get on the phone all the time. And so if you've never done that,
well,
15,
what? I'm sorry. I usually get on the phone with people, but
Okay.
sometimes I find myself that when I get on the phone with people, it's either too late, and I feel bad in talking to them late at night.
Got
Usually
it.
the time I get home, you know what I'm saying?
Got
Out of
it.
respect, you know?
Totally. Okay, I got it. And that's actually one thing that works for me is a lot of times I can take phone calls in the middle of the day, even while I'm working. I can double do that. So if you got a job where maybe you can't get away at all, and then doing that, you're gonna have to find places that work and then make appointments. Like, when are your windows that do work? Right.
My windows, I would say during lunchtime, around
Okay.
it's a half-hour break, and then maybe in between jobs.
Got it.
Around 5:30 to 6 to
Cool.
the next job. Yeah.
So your job is to your job is to fill up your calendar. Your job is to fill up every of those half hours for the rest of the month. And if you have a half hour that nobody's in that, you haven't done your job, right? So like, hey, can I meet with you here? Cool. No. How about this one? Cool. I have this and this one still available, right? Like, fill up those appointments, but have appointments. Have like money producing, like enrolling conversations where it's like, cool, let me help you enroll. Let me really go over your options. Let me game plan your first, month of whatever your VIP group is, like, should be full. Like, schedule that, whatever you can do, schedule that during those.
Okay. Thank you.
Good stuff. Anybody else before we close it out? We've been on here a little while, and want to get going. So, anybody else there? Any questions?
I just wanted to know, just as far as daily tasks, just things
Got it.
that you do every single day.
Yeah.
To try to get people on board and to try to help people.
Cool. So this is the most overlooked thing. Make your teammates better every day. If you have 5 people making each other better, like, you start with that, like, hey guys, I saw freaking, Doug's post, it was awesome, man. Doug, great job. I thought that, hey, how your conversation's going? You want to role play some of that? You make each other better. You got 4 other people making you better. God, there's just a daily obligation to come through for them, right? And what I've found is when you got 4 people wanting it so bad and really believing you and investing in you, you get creative. I mean, you start doing stuff you've never done before. You start talking with people in a way you've never talked to them before. And so you just want it, and you're gonna answer those own questions by yourself. And what's really cool is if you got 4 people and if you bring every day, you wake up, you breathe life into 4 people, and givers gain, right? Like, if you give to them, they're gonna be like, gosh, Tammy, you were firing me up today. Like, they're gonna watch you, they're gonna give to you, right? And so when that happens, I don't know, like, for me, I know David definitely has got it, kind of that policeman gene or whatever, like, to protect and serve, right? Like, everybody's got that, right? When the team just believes in you so much, there's going to be a Tammy way of doing things that you're going to come up with that, like, you're going to reach people on your own level because you know your people better than I do. And when you got 4 people breathing life into you, like, you're going to have so much courage around your way. It'll be unbelievable. So rather than being like, hey, Andy, you didn't give me anything, my advice would be show up to your team and make them better every day. And then if they're doing it back to you, God, you're just not going to want to let them down. You're going to figure it out. So talk to a lot of people. Come up with a hook, of a challenge group. Why is this one the best group you've ever run? My creative way, when I had to come through and I didn't know how I was going to do it, I got a chiropractor to let her whole office, send an email blast out to her entire client list. And I was going to run a challenge group with her. We came up with a deal where she would have a coupon off massage therapists because I was going to be really good at making them have sore muscles. We had fit clubs at the chiropractor office every single day, or not every single day, once a week or every other week. And then people would schedule massages right after that. So it really helped her business. It was like in the best interest for her. And as a result from that, I sold 14 challenge packs in one day because they sent out to and they didn't want to miss this first ever beta group with the discounted massages that they could only get by being in the group. You know, like I didn't know anything how to do that stuff. I didn't want to let the team down. So I was really bold, and I talked to an acupuncturist. He told me no, or he kind of just blew me off. No, whatever. You know, I tried other people. One person said yes. You know, get creative, Tammy. I mean, God, you're a burn victim, right?
Yes.
What if you did something for charity, like around burn victim? What if you went to a firehouse and like had like a boot camp of how to like make people have fire escape plans, right? And then you had like a fit club for kids, and you just gave away your business card out of that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's so many things that like you could have like that. I mean, you're the best person for that, right? And you'd be like, hey, I'm a survivor. Like, what if you went live at a hospital and like you just gave a kid who was recently burned like hope, and right, and be like, cool, look what I did. You know, like, you know, I got fit and like I had this life. I was in this classic competition, and you just start storytelling that and like how you're making people's lives, like you're giving back. You call your local news to do a story on that, right? I mean, I don't know. Just think big, dream big. I mean, like you get so much publicity. Maybe you don't even want that to be a thing or something. I don't know. So, you know, but like all I know is like the way you show up for your team is awesome. And there's a Tammy way of doing things, and I think that's awesome. So.
There sure is a Tammy way of doing things.
Okay.
There sure is. And I'm sure you guys saw that, right, when we were in New Orleans. She's got that fire in her belly.
Yeah. She got two suitcases full of fire.
Yeah. That was
Cool.
Thank you
stuff.
so much, man. Amazing.
Anybody else before we wrap it up, guys?
So I have a question, but this may not be anything related. But how'd you like the trunk, Andy?
How did I what?
How'd you like the trunk in New Orleans?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the trunk. The trunk was way cozier than the half a butt cheek, by the way. That couch was actually pretty comfortable, by the way, too. So.
By the way, Obi, that was Denise's plan, and that wasn't Dave's fault.
Yeah. Yo, but you know what? It turned out great, though. I'm not gonna lie, it was awesome.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, guys, this is an amazing call, and the recording will be up in our group pages in a little bit. Give me some time for that. And as a team, we want to really thank Andy for coming on here and just breathing some life into this team. And it's a great, you know, at our highest, we had 27 people here on the call. Denise hasn't cried yet, but I'm sure she will pretty soon. This was a lot of fun. And again, Andy, thanks for jumping on with us and helping us out. And before we go, I have one more announcement to make. And I've mentioned this guy before. Doug, my man, you know, you just, with your consistency and your heart, you breathe passion into this team that, you know, in many different ways that you don't even know. Just want to mention that Doug, you know, made the commitment and got his ticket to Summit for next year. He's going to make it happen. Anyway, he's going to make it happen. He's going to be there with us. I just want to announce that for the team here. I know a lot of people are excited to see him and be with Doug next year. He could be my Beach Bite Challenge winner. He's taking us to the top.
Nice.
Getting Doug to that $100,000 grand prize. So that's our plan. All right. Just want to announce that to the team. So Rebecca, take us out here and we'll wrap it up.
All right. Well, thank you again so much, Andy. That is so freaking awesome. And I think it's probably fair to say that if you guys, you know, don't bombard him, but if you wanted to send him a friend request or check out some of his videos or join the New Wave community, I mean, by all means do that, because like I said, he does give back immensely. So, you know, he wants to see everybody be successful and help as many people as we can help. So I am grateful that we got to spend time with you, Andy, in New Orleans, and that you were the couch surfer for that. So, but you know, and to walk me back to the car so we could deliver hot sauce and put it under the wheel and keep me safe on Bourbon Street.
Yep.
So anyway, but thank you again so much, Andy, and everybody else who's on here, especially if this is the first time you've been on our call or the first time you've been on in a long time. I mean, thank you so much for jumping on. We do this every Sunday night at the same time, except for, like holidays and stuff. We usually announce that in the group. So, please put it on your calendar. Also, another one I forgot to say at the beginning, Super Saturday is September 23rd. So put that on your calendar too, or it could be Super Sunday. So make sure that you guys make that. When we make these things a priority, it makes you realize how big and how important what we're doing is. So with that, thank you very much, and we shall see you all later.
All right. Have a great week, guys. Have a great week. Take
Bye,
care.
guys.